This segment is sponsored by BIA Parade of Homes. Each year, the area's top home builders and designers display cutting-edge home trends in the exquisite homes that line the annual BIA Parade of Homes route. And Sean takes a tour of the Rutenberg home to give you some inspiration of your own.
There is always something that's going to surprise you at the BIA Parade of Homes, and really a brew room even. This is in the Arthur Rutenberg home, and I'm with Ankur Gupta. Nice to see you.
Nice to meet you. Nice to have us.
Tell us about this.
So we wanted to do something very unique and different that hasn't been done in a parade home previously, and we thought this was the perfect concept to show our potential customers how they can set up a brew room in their own house.
That's incredible. And I know beer, yes, it's a big thing right now, but for those who like wine, how can you accommodate us?
Well, absolutely, we have to have a wine room.
Let's go see this.
So let's go take a look at it.
I love a wine room. And here we are. This whole basement here is just gorgeous, to be honest.
And this basement's really set up for entertaining. It has 10-foot poured walls, so it's really, it doesn't feel like you're in a basement. It really feels like you're in another part of the house.
It really does. It really does. And we did mention, yes, there is a wine room, so we would be silly if we didn't take a peek inside.
Absolutely. So here's our wine room. And we obviously have filled it with wine bottles. And what we have here is a shiplap detail on the walls, along with custom-made wine racks.
That's incredible.
And then we also have to add a little pizzazz with our lights.
There's a lot of pizzazz in this house. And if you don't find me, I think you know where to look. I think that's part of it. So we know that the living space down here it just calls entertainment. It really does. And that's part of the features that you love. But tell us about the rest of the house.
Right, so this house is a 4-bedroom home. It's got 5.5 bathrooms, and one of our biggest standards is to give homeowners a very comfortable feel in their home. So we have 10-foot ceilings on the basement, 10-foot ceilings on the first floor, and a very open floor plan throughout our homes. Lots of windows, lots of lights, and a very contemporary feel inside.
It does feel that way, and it's so bright. That's the thing I noticed. It's like, wow, outside, all the natural light just is drawn right in.
Absolutely.
And in fact, you even mentioned that there is a first floor master. A lot of people like that.
Correct. So we have a first floor master with vaulted ceilings, and all of our plans strive to provide some kind of ceiling detail in the master and in the great room. And you'll see that throughout this house as well.
Tell us one of the other features, though. You've been holding back. What's the big feature that you think really makes this?
So I think one of our best features is the outside patio and landscaping.
And you have that huge slider.
We have that huge slider. It's a 16-foot slider. It gives you a lot of windows, a lot of openness to access your home from the inside to your backyard.
This is a gorgeous place, no doubt about it. But we're going to go out, and I want to meet the man who had something to do, well, a lot of something to do, with what you'll see outside of this Arthur Rutenberg home. Why in the world would you just keep the party indoors when you can be outdoors in beautiful spaces like we are right here? And one of the guys who knows something about that is Patrick Afforded. He is with Blending Gardens. So good to see you.
Good to see you, Sean.
This is gorgeous. I love the fact that, you know, you just come into your own oasis when you come out to a place that has been landscaped so beautifully.
Exactly, yes.
And you've done a couple homes out here,
yes,
I know.
We have, yes.
So you're doing not only landscaping, but you're doing the actual design too?
Correct, right. And what I want to focus here is on the landscape design that we did for the Arthur Rutenberg home is you're kind of focusing on low maintenance plants, covering all of your seasons. So spring, summer, winter, and that's of course fall too.
Yes.
And as you can see, we have some drift roses. We've got some hydrangeas that are getting ready to pop open. And then when you're also looking at plant material, you want to contrast colors, just not the flower colors, but also leaf colors. So you've got greens, we have reds on the Japanese maples, there's some variegated foliage here with the hostas and things like that.
So many people are incorporating art into their landscaping.
Exactly,
so tell us about the sculpture.
Yeah, over here in the corner we have a Mac Worthington sculpture. Mac Worthington, of course, is a local artist, and he's done a couple of our homes here in this parade, and usually does one at least every year. And one of the things with art in the landscape, it doesn't matter what it is, anything that just draws your eye, a little bit of a whimsy into the landscape design.
If you were to recommend to somebody who just wants to start, you know, incorporating more into their current space, what would be a couple of the tips you would say?
One of the things I first, maybe if you don't have a green thumb and you want to start out small, do container gardening. So start out with just some pots, and you can do vegetable container gardening. And one of the trends right now is garden to table. So you can grow your own vegetables. You don't need a plot of land out in the middle of your backyard. And you can just you can grow tomatoes in a container.
Exactly.
Just kind of start from there.
Well, you got all the ideas and all the answers, I think, for sure.
Thanks.
It's so great seeing you.
Yeah, you too. Thanks, appreciate it.
Oh, absolutely. And just another example of all the beauty there is to be found out here at the BIA Parade of Homes.